The crimson sky of Valith 7 burned with atmospheric fire as the dropship screamed through re-entry. Inside, Commander Jake Morrison gripped his harness, watching the hull temperature gauge climb into the red. 3 weeks ago, he'd been drinking synthetic coffee on the orbital station. Now he was diving into hell itself. 30 seconds to drop, the AI announced, its voice flat against the roar of descent. Morrison checked his neural link one final time. The mission parameters were insane. Extract the Dravian Queen from a collapsing underground fortress while her entire world tore itself apart. The Dravian sovereignty had been humanity's most powerful ally for 2 decades, but their enemies, the Cortex Collective, had finally found their homeworld. The dropship's bay doors exploded open. Morrison launched into freefall, his powered armor's thrusters firing in microsecond bursts to guide his descent. Below, the capital city of Verthas was a maze of crystalline towers, now crumbling under orbital bombardment. Plasma beams lanced through the sky, vaporizing anything they touched. His tactical display painted the battlefield in harsh geometric overlays. Millions of Dravians were evacuating through quantum gates, but the royal palace sat at ground zero of a Cortex assault. Queen Shenvara had refused to leave while her people still fled, a decision that would cost her life in approximately 14 minutes when the Cortex dreadnought achieved firing position. Morrison hit the ground in a courtyard littered with debris and bodies. Dravian guards, tall bipedal beings with iridescent scales and 4 arms, lay motionless, their bioelectric weapons still crackling with residual charge. He pushed forward, his armor's servos whining under the strain of triple gravity. The palace entrance had collapsed. Morrison activated his plasma cutter, carving through 20 meters of reinforced crystal in 90 seconds. His suit's radiation alarms screamed. The entire structure was saturated with exotic particles from Cortex weapons. He'd be dead from exposure in an hour, armor or no armor. Inside, emergency lighting cast everything in sickly blue. Morrison's neural map showed the throne room 3 levels down. He sprinted through corridors designed for beings twice his height, his boots magnetic locking to the floor as gravity fluctuated wildly. The palace's artificial gravity generators were failing. A Cortex warform crashed through the wall ahead, 3 meters of chitinous horror with bladed limbs and a central eye that glowed with hostile intelligence. Morrison's targeting computer identified 17 weak points in 0.3 seconds. He fired his railgun, the hypersonic projectile punching through the creature's neural cluster. It collapsed, black ichor spraying across crystalline walls. Queen Shenvara, this is Commander Morrison, Human Alliance. I'm here to extract you. Static answered him. His comm system was being jammed. He ran faster. The throne room doors had been sealed with emergency lockdown protocols. Morrison placed shaped charges, mathematical precision in their arrangement. The explosion was controlled, surgical. He stepped through smoking crystal into a vast chamber. Queen Shenvara sat on her throne, not in fear, but in defiance. She was magnificent, nearly 3 meters tall, her scales shifting through colors that human eyes struggled to process, a crown of bioluminescent filaments floating above her elongated skull. 4 arms rested on the throne's armrests, each hand crackling with barely contained bioelectric energy. "Human," she said, her voice resonating through Morrison's neural link in perfect English. "You should not have come. This world is lost." "Not while you're still breathing, Your Majesty." Morrison's tactical display updated. 8 minutes until dreadnought firing solution. "We need to move. Now. My people are evacuating through the quantum gates as we speak, but they need their queen alive to lead them after today." Morrison extended his gauntleted hand. "Please." Shenvara's great eyes, 3 of them, arranged in a triangle on her face, studied him with ancient intelligence. The Dravians were an old species, their civilization spanning millennia when humans still lived in caves. But in this moment, she was simply someone facing death. She rose, her movement fluid despite her size. "Very well, Commander. Lead on." They moved through the collapsing palace, Morrison's armor sensors painting their escape route. But the Cortex had anticipated the extraction. War forms poured through breaches in the walls, their numbers overwhelming. Morrison's neural combat computer ran probability calculations. The math was merciless, 0.03% chance of both of them escaping. 97% chance he could get the Queen out if he stayed behind. He'd known this might happen. Every extraction specialist did. They reached the courtyard. Morrison's dropship descended, its weapons firing to clear a landing zone. Cortex warforms exploded under railgun fire, but more kept coming. "Your Majesty, in my armor's storage compartment is a personal shield generator, experimental tech. It'll protect you for exactly 6 minutes." Morrison pulled the device out, a sphere of compressed exotic matter. "When you get to the ship, tell the pilot Emergency Extraction Protocol Omega. He'll understand." Shenvara's eyes widened. In her species' body language, it meant horror. "Commander, no. This is an honor." Morrison activated the shield, watching it envelope the Queen in shimmering energy. "Your people gave humanity gravitational manipulation technology, saved millions of lives. Today, I repay that debt." He shoved her toward the dropship with servo-enhanced strength. She stumbled, the shield protecting her from incoming fire. Morrison turned to face the Cortex horde, his railgun spooling up to maximum rate of fire. The math was simple now. He had enough ammunition for approximately 4 minutes of continuous fire. The shield would last 6. The Queen would escape. The equation balanced. Morrison's last transmission was to his ship's AI. "Tell Command the package is secure. Tell my sister I'm sorry I'll miss her wedding. And tell the Queen, tell her humanity keeps its promises." He fired until his weapon's barrel melted. Then he used his armor's self-destruct, a miniature fusion charge that vaporized everything within 50 meters. The Cortex advance stopped just long enough. Above, the Queen's dropship broke atmosphere, carrying the most important refugee in the galaxy to safety. Below, in the ruins of a burning world, a human had given everything so that honor would survive. The war would rage for 3 more years. But humanity and the Dravian sovereignty would face it together, bound by sacrifice that transcended species. Some debts, the Dravians learned, can only be paid forward.